Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Village of Palos Park Council meeting for Monday, June 9th. Would the deputy clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan?
Here.
Commissioner Wade?
Here.
Commissioner Reed? Commissioner Polk?
Present.
Mayor Milovich Walters?
Present. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the regular council meeting minutes from May 12, 2025. If there are no changes or corrections, I seek a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, would the deputy clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan?
Yes.
Commissioner Wade?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Mayor Milovich Walters?
Yes. As we do not have any recognition, proclamations, appointments, or presentations, nor do we have any hearings, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine or have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Commissioners and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. A, to pass a resolution authorizing the village clerk to make certain closed session minutes available for public inspection, first review 2025. The resolution states the village has reviewed closed session minutes and determined that the need for confidentiality still exists as to the executive session minutes set forth on Exhibit C. Item B, to approve a Village of Palos Park temporary liquor license for Durbin's Pizza for the Concert in the Park event taking place on Thursday, June 19, 2025, from 7 to 9 p.m. on the Village Green. Item C, to ratify foregoing the formal bidding process and approve the purchase of two 2025 Ford Explorer Police AWD utility vehicles from Terry's Ford Fleet in Peatone at a cost of $49,559 each, and the outfitting of each vehicle by Midwest 911 at the cost of $11,423 per vehicle. Item D, to ratify the 2025-2026 agreement between the Village of Palos Park and the Metropolitan Alliance of Police, Palos Park Chapter number 150. Item E, to approve entering an amended grant agreement between Northwestern Medicine Palos Hospital and the Village of Palos Park effective date July 1, 2025. Item F, to ratify the payment of invoices on the warrant list dated May 26, 2025 in the amount of $92,749.80. Item G, to approve the payment of invoices on the warrant list dated June 9, 2025 in the amount of $179,952.36. Item H, to approve the supplemental warrant list dated June 9, 2025 for manual checks, payroll, and recurring wire transfers in the amount of $808,868.60. I seek a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Hearing motion and a second, Deputy Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan?
Yes.
Commissioner Wade?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Mayor Milovich Walters?
Yes. There are no items of old business on the agenda, nor are there board, commission, and committee recommendations, so we'll move on to information and updates. Public Works, Streets, and Recreation Report. Commissioner Patan.
Thank you, Mayor. 4 items on this evening's agenda for Public Works and Streets. The first agenda matter has to deal with approving the ordinance to increase our 2025 water rates. A little background and history. So as of June of 2025, the Village of Oak Lawn and the City of Chicago raised their water rates by a combined 29 cents per 1,000 gallons. At this time, it is recommended that Palos Park also increase their portion of the rate to cover costs we will incur for improvements made to the regional water system transmission main. Oak Lawn is increasing reliability, sustainability in the regional system. It is suggested the village raise the rate an addition of 11 cents per 1,000 gallons, which would bring the total increase to 40 cents per 1,000 gallons. The overall rate increase would be 2.9%, bringing the rate from $13.85 per thousand to $14.25 per thousand. The two-month cost, which is an average of 6,000 gallons, would go from $83.10 to $85.50. Water rates are covered by section 1046.32 in the Code of Ordinances. If there's no discussion, I'd like to move to approve adopting ordinance 2025-12 entitled An Ordinance Amending Part 10, Title 4, Chapter 1046, Section 1046.32 of the Palos Park Village Code in regard to water rates.
I'll second that.
Hearing a motion, second, Deputy Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan,
Yes.
Commissioner Wade,
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yep.
Mayor Milovich Walters.
Yes.
Item 2 on the agenda this evening is to approve a proposal from Centric Integration for replacement of the SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition system firewall for the water distribution system. The village has an existing Cisco ASA 5505 firewall to protect the water system control. This device isolates SCADA system from the internet. The Cisco firewall has reached end-of-life status and will no longer be supported by the manufacturer. Centric Integration, formerly Baxter and Woodman Control Systems, is proposing to replace the Cisco firewall with a new Fortinet firewall appliance. The attached proposal, council can look at, also includes a 5-year warranty and includes all updates for the same 5-year period. Centric, who has maintained our SCADA system since 2016, proposes to furnish and install the new firewall and do all the work for a lump sum of $11,920. There is money budgeted in the water fund to do this work. If there are no questions or comments, I would like to move to approve the proposal from Centric Integration in the amount of $11,920 to replace the firewall protecting the controls of the village water system.
I'll second that.
Hearing a motion, second, Deputy Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan,
Yes.
Commissioner Wade,
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yep.
Mayor Milovich Walters.
Yes.
Item number 3, it is to approve the proposal for the 91st Street culvert in order to relieve drainage issues on 91st Street and Elm Street near 125th Street. Public Works would like to lower the outlet of the pond on 9104 91st Street. This pond drains into the village storm sewer on 91st Street. Lowering the outlet will increase the capacity of the pond and relieve flooding on Elm Street and the properties between Elm and 91st. The village received 3 proposals to lower the outlet. Those proposals are Sunset Sewer and Water came in at $7,155. Second proposal from Anchor Heavy Civil came at $9,600. And number 3, L&R Trenching at $6,680. So Public Works would like to award this contract to L&R Trenching for the $6,680. I move to award the 91st Street Culvert Project to L&R Trenching Incorporated in the amount of $6,680.
I'll second that.
No questions or discussion? Okay, Deputy Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan,
Yes.
Commissioner Wade,
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yep.
Mayor Milovich Walters.
Yes.
The final item under Public Works and Streets is the approval of the final payment distribution number 5 for the McCarthy Road and Water Transmission Main. So the village has contracted with Steve Spees Construction Company to install a new 16-inch water transmission main from Holy Family Villa property on 123rd, west of Wilcook Road, to the west of Bell Road, terminating at the Cog Hill property. The contract amount was $1,876,684.80. Work is completed on the project and the final payment request has been submitted and approved by Baxter and Woodman in the amount of $172,809.38. The money to pay for the project was budgeted in the water fund and comes from the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, and a loan from the IEPA. The $644,000 from the ARPA, the American Rescue Plan Act, will be spent first to lessen the amount of the loan. The final contract cost was $1,676,564.47. Discussion? Okay, I move to approve the final disbursement number 5 from Steve Spees Construction in the amount of $172,809.38.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Deputy Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan?
Yes.
Commissioner Wade?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk? Mayor Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. That concludes, one more thing, chipping. Next village chipping week is June 16th, beginning at the west side of the village. And that concludes my streets, public work and streets. Moving on to recreation, a couple reminders, summer's here, so we start our summer concert series. Our first concert will be Thursday, June 19th. That's a Thursday. It's called, the band is Brass from the Past. The green opens at 6 and the concert is from 7 to 9. It's always a wonderful event, so put that on your calendar, please. The village also is currently seeking for a very dedicated volunteer to fill an open seat on the Recreation Advisory Commission. So any interested residents can go on the website, click on the link, or come out into the Capture Center and get a paper copy. That group of people, they're wonderful. We meet about 4 times a year, so it's not a huge commitment, but it really is helpful to hear what residents would like as far as programming in our community. Also, moving on to our summer programming, I'm going to read from here. So we have the Summer Tots Multi-Sports, and that's from ages about 3.5 to 5. It meets on Wednesday. That's starting next week. We have our youth basketball for ages 6 to 12. We'll meet on Thursday starting June 26th. South Soccer for ages 2 through 8 will meet on Monday starting June 30th. We have pickleball clinics this Friday, and there are spots available. It's the Pickleball 101. That's June 13th at 10 a.m. and also at 5:45 p.m. So please sign up. Any questions, please call the rec center or check things out online. And that concludes our report, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Patan. Moving on to Building and Public Property Report, Commissioner Wade.
Thank you, Mayor. Real quick, just my report, we did establish some new building codes. So these building codes establish standards for the construction, alteration, repair, maintenance, and demolition of buildings and other structures in order to promote public health and safety. Last month, the Village Council approved an update from the 2012 to the 2021 International Code Council, the ICC codes. These include the building code, existing building code, residential code, fuel gas code, and mechanical code. Additionally, the 2020 National Electric Code, NEC, and the 2015 National Fire Protection Association 1 and 101 Life Safety Codes were adopted. So a lot of new codes adopted. Okay. These new codes went into effect June 1st, 2025. More information on these new building codes can be found online, or feel free to contact the building department. The fiscal year started over, so the building department processed 37 permits from May 7th to June 3rd, resulting in $8,369 in permit fees, bringing our fiscal year to date to $19,175.05. Also, one other announcement. We normally meet on Thursdays as part of our Development Regulations Code update. Okay, so in February 2025, the village's consultant, Camiros, provided a draft of proposed new development code, which are the village's zoning and subdivision regulations. Over the last few months, the village has held public meetings to discuss the draft of the proposed new development code. The purpose of these meetings has been to review key code items and provide direction to our consultant for preparation of a revision that can be used for the formal code adoption process. For this reason, I want to announce that the regularly scheduled Plan Commission meeting of Thursday, June 19th is being canceled. In its place, we will be holding a joint meeting of the Plan Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals on Wednesday, June 18th, 6 p.m. right here in this room. The meeting is being scheduled for Wednesday to avoid the conflict with the concert in the park on Thursday. So this meeting, like previous meetings, is open to the public and all are welcome to attend. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Wing. Moving on to Public Health and Safety Report, Commissioner Polk.
Thank you, Mayor Milovich Walters. We'll start with the police activity report from the 26th of May through the 8th of June, year of our Lord 2025. 1,948 calls for service, an additional 17 citizen assists, 9 case reports, unfortunately 4 accident reports, arrested 4 adults, fortunately no juveniles, impounded 2 vehicles, 124 traffic stops, 48 moving violations, an additional 36 adjudication tickets, and 74 speeding tickets. So that's what the Palos Park Police Department's been up to. A couple of quick announcements. This coming Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, we'll have coffee with the cop again at the Plush Horse at 11 a.m. Again, that's Wednesday, June the 11th. Come and share your issues, concerns, kudos, or just have a cup of coffee. Again, 11 o'clock this coming Wednesday at the Plush Horse. And then a couple of other things that have come to our attention. Some of these are potentially on our monitoring. Issues about child safety when they're on the internet. So again, technology evolves somewhat faster than this old parent evolves, and adopting a strategy and safety measures to keep your kids safe is not a bad idea. Especially since somewhere around 50% of teens will readily admit that they hide their online activity from their parents. So again, there's some great reasonable sites where you can get some more information on those sorts of things. If you have any concerns or questions or issues, feel free to reach out to dpolk@palospark.org or jmiller@palospark.org, and we'll be happy to help you. One of the new flavors of keeping kids safe is that since gaming systems are connected to the internet, online gaming allows predators to pose as other players and somehow gain the confidence of the child, and then nasty things can happen. So, another thing that's come up, you may have noticed that the signs that were originally right in front, across the parking lot, right in front of the doors of the Capri Center, designating that as an online exchange zone aren't there anymore. But that's because the entire parking lot is monitored 24/7 with closed video cameras. So the entire parking lot is now a safe place to conduct, or I guess, finish online transactions. If you need to meet up with someone, they're gonna give you some money and you're gonna give them something, or the other way around. So it gives us a place to meet and handle the transactions. Again, we ask you to trust your instincts. We ask you to not go alone. We don't want you to invite strangers into your home, nor do we suggest that you go to theirs. So the online exchange zone, which is the entire parking lot at the Capitol Center, is monitored 24/7. Then there's been a fair amount of chatter about solicitors, so let's go over a couple of things. Unfortunately, there is no legal way to stop solicitors in Palos Park. It's considered a First Amendment issue, but we do regulate solicitation in the park. So anyone who's soliciting has to have registered with the village, and there's a variety of things that we ask for them to do in order to be able to be responsible and pass their solicitor screening test. So if someone comes up to you and they're soliciting, first of all, there's a way to stop it. And the way you stop it is you have a sign in front of your house that says no soliciting. And oddly enough, the police department will give you a sign that says no soliciting. And you may use that sign and point to it and say to that person, be on your merry way, sir or madam. The second thing is you can ask them whether they've registered with the village, and they'll have proof of that if they actually did. And sort of typical things, you don't invite solicitors into your house. Only bad things can happen under those things. If you're talking at the door, don't open the door all the way. Don't share your personal information. Things like, statements like, you know, we're doing a house down the road and we've got some extra material and we saw that you might like you fill in the blank. Roof repaired, driveway resealed, lawn cut. Now, that may be true, but we're going to tell you 97.6% of the time, it's absolutely not true. Anyone who's running a business who feels that they have to come and use their extra materials in your house is not running a very good business. So again, just it's that time of the year. If someone were to solicit, the other thing we'd like you to do is let us know if it's happening. We can't be everywhere in the village all at the same time. And in fact, we got a notice that there was some solicitors that were not only not authorized by the village, but actually were, let's just say, less than honest about what it was that they were doing. Those solicitors got cited purely because someone called us and said, hey, there's somebody over here that's soliciting that shouldn't be soliciting. We encourage you to reach out to us. We encourage you to use 911. I know that when you were growing up, your mother said you could only use 911 if someone's been shot in the front yard. But we get a lot more information from you using 911 than we do if you call the non-emergency number. Frankly, I wish the non-emergency number didn't exist. So feel free to call us, and we'll be happy to drive by and check out that the person is actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then we're still concerned about impaired driving. So if you're particularly got a summer party going, make sure that you don't let your friends drive if they've been drinking. Make sure that if they need a safe ride home, you've got that all sorted out. We encountered a suspected impaired driver from Florida who was on somebody's front lawn, and another impaired driver who was trying to go home to Chicago, who was doing 18 miles an hour on the range. Again, they've been cited and they'll have their day in court. So please be careful about parties, drinking, driving, and all that stuff. There you go. And so says the poem. And we still have free bicycle helmets for their kids' bicycle helmets. So if you stop by the Capitol Center during normal business hours, which are Monday through Friday, We'd be happy to give your child or your grandchild or your niece or whoever it is that's in tow a bike helmet. Chief Miller,
Nothing, Commissioner.
thank you for your hard work, sir. and that concludes
Hey,
my-
Commissioner, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So the last 2 weekends, there has been an ice cream truck driving through just the neighborhood. Is that permitted, not permitted? If they're just driving down the streets and just selling, is that allowed?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, cool. The one day I was going to call, they were right in front of my house. The next day I just heard them.
How was the ice cream?
We didn't purchase any. No.
I'll find out. I'll let you guys know when I know. It's a poor business model.
Yeah.
The spacing in the house.
Yeah. That's the reason why you don't trick or treat around here either.
No, go to something worse. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Polk. Commissioner Reed is not here this evening, but he has no report under accounts and finances, and I do not have a report. Deputy Clerk, do you have a report?
I do not, Mayor, thanks.
Manager Bain is out sick. He does not have a report. So we'll move to announcements. As you mentioned, the regularly scheduled zoning board of appeals meeting for June 11th is canceled as there are no agenda items, as well as the regularly scheduled plan commission meeting for June 19th is canceled as there are no agenda items. But the zoning board of appeals and plan commission will meet on Wednesday, June 18th at 6 p.m. in this room, and the public's invited to attend regarding the code update. And the library board will hold their regular meeting on Wednesday, June 18th at 5 p.m. at the library. And as far as concert in the park on the 19th, as Commissioner Patan said, the ground's open at 6, music starts at 7. Bring your blankets, your chairs, your picnic basket. You're welcome to bring anything you'd like to eat or drink. The Durbins will be there selling pizza and soda pop and beer, I believe. So please come join us for that. And now visitors and citizens comment period. Would anybody like to address the council this evening? Seeing no takers, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Hearing a motion and a second, Deputy Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Patan,
Yes.
Commissioner Wade,
Yes.
Commissioner Polk, Mayor Milovich Walters.
Yes, thank you, and see you Thursday at Concert in the Park, and 2 days from now at Coffee with a Cop at Plush Horse at 11 a.m. See you there.
Be safe.